Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namene Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paskatyadi Jatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So Harijan Maharaj went back to Hungary. Tapasvi Maharaj is here with us for a few more days. Bhakti Rasa returned from her world excursion. Prabhudev is punctually in the class, and so is Yudhishthira and Sureshwari. So now we will have a special surprise today. Srimad Bhagavatam, choice by none else than you. What is our today special subject? Thank you. Ideal family life. 7th canto, chapter 14, text number 12. In Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is explained. Perfect sannyas life, perfect family life, perfect king's life, perfect Brahmin style. Everything is explained. It is really some amazing literature. So now, Ashwagante Vasayibhya Kaman Samvid Bhajet Jata Api Ekam Atmanodaram Nrinam Vatva Graho Yata. Dogs, fallen persons and untouchables, including chandalas, dog eaters, should all be maintained with their proper necessity, which should be contributed by the householders. Even one's wife at home, with whom one is most intimately attached, should be offered for the reception of guests and people in general. Srila Prabhupada explains. Also in modern society, the dog is accepted as part of one's household paraphernalia. In the Vedic system of household life, the dog is untouchable. As mentioned here, a dog may be maintained with proper food, but it cannot be allowed to enter one's house, what to speak of the bedroom. Outcasts or untouchable chandalas should also be provided with the necessities for life. The word used in this connection is yata, which means as much as deserved. The outcast should not be given money with which to indulge in more than they need, for otherwise they will misuse it. At the present moment, for example, low-class men are generally paid quite amply, but instead of using the money for cultivating knowledge and advance in life, such low-class men use their extra money for wine drinking and similar sinful activities. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Shaturvanyang mayashrishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. There must be 4 divisions of human society according to the work and quality of man. Man with the lowest quality cannot do any work that require higher intelligence. However, also such a division of man must exist according to their quality and work. It is suggested herewith that everyone must have the necessity of life. The communists of the present days are in favor of supplying the necessities of life to everyone, but they consider only the human beings and not the lower animals. The Bhagavatam principles are so broad, however, that it recommends that the necessities of life be supplied to everyone, man or animal, regardless of good or bad qualities. The idea of giving everyone's wife, the idea to giving everyone's wife to the service of the public is that one's intimate relationship with his wife or one's excessive attachment for his wife, by which one thinks his wife to be his better half or to be identified with himself, must gradually be given up. As formerly suggested, the idea of ownership, even of one's family, must be abandoned. The dream of material life is the cause of bondage in the cycle of birth and death, and therefore one should give up this dream. Consequently, in the human form of life, one's attachment for his wife should be given up as suggested herein. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Jene Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. This is such a beautiful description of the nobility of the Vedic culture. According to the Vedic culture, everybody, without exception, should receive what they need to live. Nobody should be deprived of the basic necessities. That's why it's necessary sometimes to give out free food for those who have no ability to get a good plate of food. Wonderful in this purport, the animals have been included. Srila Prabhupada says that is the nature of somebody who has higher values. He will not only see the human beings, the communists, they said, too many rich people and too many poor people. Let's take the money away from the rich people, distribute to everybody so that they'll be kind of equal in covering their necessity. Certainly there is some good motivation behind it, but in practice it's impossible. In practice you cannot distribute the beauty, you cannot distribute the health, so why you think you can distribute the wealth? That is also coming to people according to their karma. But the karma also means if they get money by illegal means, then it will turn into some sinful karma. And they will have to pay back in the future. So it's not a really benefit for them. So the animals, they were born in those bodies due to their desires and karma, and they have the right to live, to go about pleasure hunting, to go about torturing animals for one's taste buds. That's not Vedic culture. That is it's a scarcity of compassion. One should have more compassion for the feelings of other living beings and not give trouble to them. So, that's what the Srimad Bhagavatam makes clear here. Then it says your wife, you should engage your wife in service of the guests and things like that. Shouldn't think, oh, the wife is mine, she only takes care of me. No, become detached. Your wife is a servant of Krishna. So if guests are coming to your house, And the wife, she's also helping to attend to the guests. She cooks for everybody. So that is another hint which Prabhupada is giving here, that even though you may be married, hopefully happily married, hopefully with happy kids and everything, but still you should not be too attached. You should not forget that you will be going or they will be going. There will be some interruption in this happy family life. And besides that, she may be a great woman, but she's not yours. She belongs to Krishna. All beautiful long women belong to Krishna. All the money belongs to Narayan through the goddess of fortune. And all the name and fame and glory goes to my Guru Deva, because by Guru Deva's intervention in this world, he's opening the doors for us to go back to home, back to Godhead. Without the invitation of Guru Deva and the explanation of Srimad Bhagavatam, we would not even know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead exists. Like when people go to Ecotruli Park in Peru, they're learning so many things. They're learning about the samsara. They're learning about the need that the animals have rights to. They're learning about the power to vanquish the demons, where Lord Hanuman vanquished over the demon, which was actually giving trouble to the plan of Lord Ram. There are so many things we can see, learning there. And the latest idea we had to have the Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham and Vaikuntha and Goloka Dham exhibit in a big carving, so that people can actually learn when they visit the devotees where we come from, why we are here, and where we are going. I mean, let's say we are going on a journey. I'll tell you, Dave, get your things, we are journeying. And Dave is going to ask, what do I have to take? Do I have to take my mosquito net? Do I have to take my extra set of clothes? For how long are we going? There's so many questions to be answered when we're going somewhere. So by Krishna consciousness, we are going home back to Godhead. And what do we have to take? A clean heart, a sober mind, a service body which is always ready to do service. That is the way that you can go to Goloka Vrindavan. So we are preparing here. Nowadays we have whoop up. How? By hovercraft, by the power of a jet engine, like a rocket, no? Which pushes out such a heavy blast, whoo, and then it lifts whatever the power is coming from. But normally the airplanes, they always have to have a speed so they can actually get off the runway into the air. So our Sanatan Dharma is more or less like that. We are on the runway. And we have to get into good speed so that we can go, take off and back to home, back to Godhead. Back to home, back to Godhead. That is the plan, the divine plan. What? Plan. So the human form of life is a very special gift, and you should not waste your human form of life. There's plenty of ways to waste the human form of life. Making money is taking a lot of time. If you use that money for a good purpose, it may be justified. Like a householder has to make money to maintain his wife and family. It's unavoidable. And even when we are running our temples, we have monthly expenditures, so we have to make sure we can cover the expenditure of maintaining our temple. That is okay, but as soon as the money becomes the source for your enjoyment and you just want to have it for yourself, then it becomes a prison. You're in the prison of greed. And that greed is really sick. So sick. Because by that greed you will be born again and again and again and again. Many people, they get money and they don't know where to keep it. So they put it into a treasure chest and hide it under the ground. And then they die and nobody knows where did he hide all the money he had. And then they go and dig here and dig there and dig here and the whole world. So many treasure chests have been digged down and never found again. So we in Krishna consciousness, we are not interested in treasure chests. Whatever we get, we spend it. Make something nice, prasad distribution, book distribution, temple construction, opening a new temple. We are not interested to harbor personal opulences, to spend time in a cruise ship, playing gambling, casino gambling, and doing such stupid things. No. We learned much better from Srila Prabhupada. And that's what it says here in this, that the dogs, the fallen persons, and even those who are like chandalas, who are eating the dogs, they should also be maintained. They should also have a place where they can live. And we can preach to them now. Now comes the real revolution. Then now we are preaching to them. Now we are preaching to the chandalas, the fallen persons. We are preaching to them, to the Jagai and Madais, who were the disciples of Prabhupada, who joined his mission in the West. Were they all highly elevated, noblemen, gentlemen? No, they were not. Prabhupada picked us up from the streets. We were on the streets. We called them hippies, and Prabhupada made them happies. That is the fact. Hippie means you want to enjoy and not have responsibility. Number one, you want to enjoy artificial pleasure by taking drugs. Drugs are that kind of stuff that it puts you into an artificially elated consciousness. You feel like, wow, that's great, that feels good. And then you have to come down and you have to take another drug to come up high again. This very dangerous and detrimental process of intoxication is prohibited for the bhaktas. The bhaktas will not do that. But when Prabhupada preached in the world, you could easily say everybody was doing it. Shamarani, the pure devotee of Krishna, who took shelter of Prabhupada, she said in one of her interviews when she first met Prabhupada, she was intoxicated. And what to speak of a gentle lady like Shamarani? What to speak of all these beatniks, these people who were surrounding there? Many of them had no jobs. Many of them were completely out of it. And I can speak about that because I am one of those people who were out of it. Out of the material. No, not out of materialism. out of the organized material world. Job, salary, this and that. No. We had rejected that. Said this is only entanglement. We just want shortcut, joy, shortcut. So, what was that? Free sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That was our entertainment. At night, dancing in the club, getting intoxicated, and having sex without responsibility, because we didn't want to have children. And if we had children, then the children became hippies also. They had to run after the parents. I lived in hippie communities. There were little kids also hanging around. Chandalas. And we were not vegetarians either. No way. We were really chandalas, as it says here. And then Prabhupada came and preached to us. He organized to go in the street and sang in Tompkins Square Park with the hippies and everybody. Also with ordinary people. Now the hippies had one great advantage. They already rejected this world. Especially they rejected war. At that time, the war was in Vietnam. And the US government was taking young boys off the street, giving them military training and sending them to be killed in Vietnam. I don't remember how many, but I think more than 20,000 Americans were killed in Vietnam. 20,000. It's a lot of young people who went there with all their uniform thinking they were going to work for democracy. Biggest joke on the earth, there's absolutely no democracy. Neither in China, neither in Russia, neither in the US. If anywhere there's some democracy, today it's India. India, at least, they have some democratic rules and they're applied and executed. We have seen it in Vrindavan. We had the Mayavadi government, then the Akhilesh Yadav government. Now we have Yogi Adityanath government. And they're totally different. They do things totally different. That's what I wanted to say here. Prabhupada saved us. He saved us from the deepest, darkest ignorance. And he allowed us to be in Vrindavan and do seva and preach the Bhagavad culture. That is unbelievable mercy. There's no way we can explain how much mercy Prabhupada gave. And maybe some gentle people also took shelter of him, who were not so street people rejected. Maybe. Like our Yudhisthira, he had a company, he was working, he had a family. Like our Mansarova, he was a doctor with a hospital, had a family. So it's not that we are all from the Chandala background, but very close. All difficulties we experience in this difficult world. But by the grace of our Guru Deva, he is coming in the spirit of this shloka, explaining that family life means you have to help others. It's the grihasthas who have to help. Because the sannyasis, they are known to have a job. They are just preaching, actually, or organizing things. So they cannot be held responsible for gaining large amounts of money for anything. That's why they are entitled to receive donations, because they will use the donations for Krishna. The system is perfect. Varnashrama Vibhagyasha Sangsilya Haritoshana. The essence and substance of the whole Vedic system is to please Hari. And Yogini, Yogamaya, Vinda Devi. Yesterday was Yogini Ekadasi. By her grace we can come out of the world of Maya. So very happy, we are very soon going to worship Vinda Devi in her special manifestation of Vrinda Kunja. Special manifestation. So we can, by her grace, we can prepare to go out of this material world, to go back to home, back to God. To have this human form of life and not prepare for going back to home, back to God, is an absolute waste of time. It is like something like sitting in a high power train or something, or in a Rolls Royce, and all you do is drive 3 meters ahead and 3 meters back, 3 meters ahead, 3 meters back, 3 meters ahead, 3 meters back. You can do that for 10 years, 50 years. This human body is like a Rolls Royce, you know, very highly sophisticated. So all you do is smoking, drinking, sleeping. Then it's like taking the Rolls Royce forward, back, forward, back. Life is wasted. So we invite everybody to become preachers because we know that is the best medicine. The best way to understand all this is by speaking about it. Because Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. If you speak about something, then it becomes present in you. Then it becomes a reality. Any questions, any commentaries? Yes, please, Bhakti Rasa. Speak loud, come here so that it will also be recorded.
Guru Maharaj, can you explain which kind of jail is that? When the person is feel I have enough money, comfortable, I am responsible, and is responsible father, citizen, everything well, but he don't want, so that people don't want to make service, they don't want to be vegetarian. Which kind of jail is that?
For material benefits. When you are spiritually searching person, you are searching for spiritual benefits. So those who are in the material influence and they cannot see the importance of spiritual benefits, yes, they're still in deep illusion. And we want to wake them up. That is our business, waking them up. Wake up, sleeping soul. Gauranga is calling. It's very easy to miss the focus. By bad association, you miss the focus, and you focus on something else. And you may think you're focused on the right thing, but the real thing is on Krishna.
What is the Krishna is the first name in the childhood? When he born, what is the name of him?
Kana, Kana, Kaneya, Lala. For Yasoda, everybody made a different name for him. Lala. I don't think the cowherd boys called him Lala. So according to the rasas, Krishna is different. Ambiye, also Madan Gopal, of course. All the deities of Krishna, They are representing the one and only Supreme Lord. Huh? Damo? Damo is belly and Dada is tight. Krishna is tied on the belly by Mother Yashoda with her great love. So, for today, close the class. Mercy for all, be part of it. Nobody is excluded. Don't think that the beggar in the street should not get something so he can eat. He can also. Everybody gets something to survive. Of course, Vrindavan in India is special because, for example, the majority of the year you can sleep outside, it's nice, you know. So many people, they choose, you know, to take the sadhu lifestyle.